While everyone can name Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates as the richest man in the world, asking them to name the richest women in the world is either going to leave them speechless or have them mention Oprah and Rihanna. Surprisingly, however, Oprah and Rihanna are nowhere near the richest women in the world, and even Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, MacKenzie Scott, was barely able to make it to the top 5. So, who is the mysterious Amazonian at the top? 7. Susanne Klatten. Susanne owns nearly 20% of German luxury automaker BMW, is the sole owner of Atlanta AG, and also holds key positions at CGL Group, entrusting the bulk of her wealth. Susanne Klatten has a net worth of $23.7 billion, with most of her wealth coming from her estate. Klatten gave a rare interview with her brother. She told Deutsche Manager magazine. Her brother once said there was a personal aspect to the role of wealth manager. For neither of us, money was definitely not our motivator, once said. Its main task is to secure jobs in Germany. The good billionaire who has changed. Who would have thought? Susanne, an MBA, used her skills as an economist to transform Atlanta AG into the pharmaceutical powerhouse it is today. Susanne isn't going to use her wealth to buy luxury cars like Elon did. Instead, she bought real estate and focused on becoming a better leader. Many people think we are forever sitting on a yacht at the Mediterranean. 6. Miriam Adelson. The richest Israeli in the world, Miriam Adelson, has a net worth of $25.4 billion and a rags to riches story to match. Miriam Adelson was born in Palestine and after studying microbiology and genetics, decided that she wanted to become a doctor too. All this happened in New York, and it was in the US that she met her husband. Adelson's husband, Sheldon Adelson, was a businessman. But it was Miriam's idea to turn one of his buildings into a Venetian-style casino that really made him a billionaire. Sheldon used Miriam's idea and turned it into a $48 billion empire under the name of the Las Vegas Sands Casino. Miriam Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2018. Miriam likes to spend her wealth on charities and to help people. For example, she's been an active donor in clinical research against addiction. In 2003, she established Dr. Miriam and Sheldon Adelson Medical Research Foundation, which supports innovative medical research. The foundation has awarded more than $180 million. Of course, such efforts have not gone unrewarded. The couple received a big win when former President Donald Trump relocated the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Number 5. Gina Reinhart. With a net worth of $30.6 billion, Gina Reinhart is Australia's richest woman, having acquired most of her fortune by controlling Hancock Exploration, which, as you might have guessed, she inherited from her father. Gina's father made his fortune by accident. Hancock was a farmer and bush pilot. One day, while sheltering from a storm, he noticed red paint oozing from nearby canyon. He guessed so. Gina's wealth comes from the success of her mining company, Hancock Prospecting. Her company was founded after she had to rebuild everything. Gina often eschews public performances in favor of writing. She shares her thoughts in her writings instead of performing on stage like her father enjoyed doing. When Russia refused to allow Gina to enter the country due to her thoughts on the war in Ukraine, one of 121 people in Australia who have just been indefinitely banned from Russia by the Kremlin's foreign ministry, Reinhart has released a statement saying, "Much as I have very nice Russian friends and enjoyed my 2 visits to St. Petersburg, I would love to revisit. I would not wish to do so if not welcomed or I have concerns to my safety." Number 4. MacKenzie Scott. Perhaps the most successful divorcee in history, MacKenzie Scott is the ex-wife of Jeff Bezos, the second richest man in the world. She's arguably the most charitable female billionaire the world has seen in recent times. MacKenzie Scott received 25% of Jeff Bezos' Amazon stocks after it was revealed that he was cheating on her, and almost immediately after gaining her literal truckload of cash, she announced that she was going to give it all away to people that deserved it more. MacKenzie has donated more than $6 billion in just 2020 and is not planning to stop anytime soon. Her ex-husband could learn a lot from her stubbornness, which she plans to exhaust until she has nothing left to offer. She stated in a September 2019 post that she plans to return the majority of her fortune to the community with care. She explained that she intends to start a project soon and continue until she empties her safe. Instead of publicly announcing her donations, MacKenzie Scott tries to maintain a low profile and contribute to schools helping unprivileged minorities. MacKenzie Scott has donated over $12 billion in the span of 3 years. From being broke to helping every person she could, MacKenzie Scott has come a long way. Number 3. Jacqueline Mars. I want you to think about this billionaire's last name. What does the word Mars remind you of? Planet or chocolate? If you say chocolate, you're hungry, yes. Miss Jacqueline Mars is the owner of the Mars candy brand. Her grandfather founded the brand and she inherited the fortune from the success of the brand's candy blockbusters. She also owns the McLean, the Virginia-based closely held company makes candy, M&M, Snickers, Milky Way. She's the real sugar mama, if you ask me. The Mars brand had a revenue of $40 billion in 2021 and is considered as the largest candy maker. Chances are that all of your favorite candy in the world is from the Jacqueline Mars brand. However, their fare wasn't as sweet as their candy. In 2013, she was involved in a car accident. The accident resulted in the death of one person and a miscarriage of a pregnant woman. Jacqueline pleaded guilty to the misdemeanor. Unexpectedly, no drugs were detected in her body. It turned out that she was unlucky. As for their expenses, Jacqueline Mars is a private that the only records on her private spending show that she is an ardent advocate for the environment and regularly donates to the League of Conservation Voters, an organization dedicated to better environment legislation. Number 2. Alice Walton is the owner of Walmart. It's right there on her last name. Did you make the connection? No. Well, don't beat yourself up over it. Chances are even more weird named billionaires will join our list in the future, so you can try again with them now. As for our Walmart billionaire Alice Walton, a $72.8 billion deal, and while Alice Walton is a co-owner, she seems more interested in other things. Rather than focusing on growing her fortune at Walmart, she prefers to focus on art and her passion. Don't get me wrong, Alice is not lazy. She chooses to do nothing. She had already proven herself when she started her own bank after earning her MBA. She later sold the bank and decided to relax. Mostly she likes to lead a quiet life on her 3,020-acre ranch where she breeds horses, prize-winning horses. That is according to her. The secret to breeding green horses is the 3 B's: bones, brains, and balance. If you look at the artist, share some of the same qualities. Number 1. Francoise Bettencourt Meyers. Francoise Bettencourt Meyers is the richest woman in the world. Her family owns 33% of L'Oreal. The entire amount is attributed to her because she is chairwoman of the family's holding company. Bettencourt has written books on Greek mythology and also founded the Bettencourt Schule Foundation in 1987. Details on her spending have not been made public because L'Oreal's owner is rarely in the public spotlight. However, it is understood her mother, Liliane Bettencourt, was generous with the gift. During a 2007 trial, Francoise Bettencourt argued that her mother was being taken advantage of and the people were taking advantage of her frail mental state to steal her inheritance. An out-of-court settlement was reached and the details of that are unknown. If you like today's video, make sure to watch my other video on the richest people in history. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.